Hello, a big beautiful world. Today we're taking off out of LMFM, I think, Fayence in the south of France, and we're going to go for a quick hop over to madcap, over to Com. And in the meantime, it's only about hopefully 15-20 minutes. We might divert over towards Grasse and have a squeeze. I mean, it's just too lovely in the autumn weather not to, isn't it? Let's get up in the air if I can remember how to start this beastie. Alright. Alright. You trick me every time, and it has been a while, my love. Now, if I recall correctly, this is one of the only aircraft in MSFS where at default, well, a lot of them do cold and dark remembrance now, but first thing is you've got to have your fuel cock on.
Clear prop!
Open up the fuel mags. Get the contacts happening. Now, you've got to hold this sucker down from memory, I think. No. Yes. Okay, good. Good. Alright, let's just get up in the air, eh? And this thing used to bite me every time. So I must remember to close the cockpit, close the canopy on this puppy, because I remember thinking for ages, something is wrong, but no, something was merely wrong with the nut behind the joystick. Alright, let's get it down onto the runway. Gosh, it's a great day for it. Alright, close this puppy. Where are ya? That's right. Reckon we're ready to roll, folks. Let's do it. Cranker. Think we're away. Scare the bejesus out of the flight crew. Scare the hell out of myself, for that matter. We'll do a once over around Fayence. So we've got a bit of flight, because it's a flight looking like. Alright, yeah, because again, this thing bites. From memory, the Rafale, the old C.430. Good looking aircraft though, and cheap as chips now. Totally cheap as chips. But I love it. I love the ungainliness of it. For all you Beatles fans out there, it is the revolver to Shepard Burr's Comet. As far as I'm concerned, if you want to fly two mid-30s classics, these are the two to grab. Probably the only two in the sim. So maybe I should just shut up on that score. Hopefully there'll be more. I live in hope. There is a reason for today's flight, and it's something that I have turned my enormous brain to on numerous occasions, but never really given voice to, and I want to see if I can articulate it in this brief little odyssey. Fayence, you're looking pretty blinking lovely today, I've got to say. Little city on the hill. In spite of the fact that you've got a B double lorry driving through the cathedral. Let us. So we're going to head over towards follow the road, see if we can do a bit of VFR. Now, one of the things that constantly kind of crosses my mind, kick back on the throttle a bit, ow, I'm getting old, ladies and gentlemen, just got one of those creaky elbows. One of the things that I give a lot of thought to is I am addicted, and I used to say this a lot in the early days, I am addicted to watching flight sim reviews and footage and so on and so forth. And probably like any of you who watch this, you've got your favourites just as I have my favourites. People who I admire profoundly. But, and I really, you know, I enjoy their humour, their often gentle humour and so on and so forth. But I like their conciseness, etc. But one of the things I've noticed across a broad swathe of flight simmers is a kind of rueful tone, none more so with the recent release of the AV8, the Hawker Harrier, the jump jet, which is due up soon, where if you buy it outside the marketplace you can weaponize it with rockets and drop tanks and so on, whereas when it will be released in the marketplace it will comply to Asobo's policy or Microsoft's policy of non-weaponized. And the reason I bring all this up is because it's a bit of a moot point. When I think back to the days of FS2, I want to say, certainly FS4, you got to remember we didn't have a planet. We had a set of things that passed through a city. So you could take off out of Meigs Field, you could fly down to Champaign in Illinois, do a few other tricks besides, as it were. You had to stop with Camel, you know, pew pew pew, all very cute, all very lovely. You could buy the add-on pack with the advent of FS4 of New York, Paris, Sydney. You could make your own scenery from FS4 onwards with the BGL Bruce Artwick pack. And then Flight Sim 95 I think was the game changer, because the first time you had a world. Now with the advent of the internet you had the globe, and laughable, risible by today's standards certainly. Oh man, you are pretty today. I think this is Grasse, looking really, really lovely. The land of Braque and Picasso, Picasso and all the cubists, as far as north of Aix-en-Provence, right down here to Saint-Tropez, Grasse, Fayence, an inspiration to a whole world-changing movement of art and artists. But also a place from memory prone to some pretty wild bushfires, like Australia. Where was I? Yeah, so with the advent of 95 you had the world, and it was quite a game changer. And what happened, that wasn't the real game changer though, and this is where I'm going with the crux of this particular biscuit. Don't forget, people, look, I could be wrong. In fact, most likely I am. I've spent a lifetime perfecting wrong, so I might well be wrong in this case. That being said, sorry guys, just scratching my nose. That being said, don't forget that with the advent of FS95, Microsoft realized they could now compete with Micropros in the flight sim military market. So I think Micropros had just released B17 or something like that from memory. Tough game by anyone's measure, but a great game, an immortal. But what Microsoft did was they got very canny and they realized, well, we can release CFS1. And CFS1 was the ETO, European Theatre of Operations, World War II, combat flight simulator, based very much on the civilian flight simulator. And upon the wild success of that, they released CFS2, which was, of course, the Pacific Theatre. Both of them were absolutely outstanding in their day. Absolutely outstanding in their day. They were great games. But that's where I'm going with this. maybe, and like I said, I could be wrong, but maybe someone is in the pipeline revamping the whole CFS franchise, Combat Flight Sim franchise, with this kind of environment. I don't know if I care whether they are or not. I used to love IL-2, especially IL-2 1946, because you got some weird and wackies like the Heinkel Lech and what else? The Triebflügel and stuff like that. Really cool looking aircraft. You know, what they call Luftwaffe 46 or Luft 46 type aircraft. So, south of France, you are gorgeous today. I'm just going to, it's a bit better. Oh, got to keep that throttle happening on this. You've got to watch the throttle on this puppy from memory. It's a racer, but it's also very unforgiving if you drop too much. Yeah, so, I mean, let's face it, it would be fantastic to see this kind of landscape, these kind of graphics for a combat flight simulator, because I think we've got DCS, which is everybody's current favourite. I've only poodled about with DCS a couple of times. I don't know if it's genuinely grabbed me, because I tend to be a World War II freak, even that pre-war freak. But I don't know if the graphics really kind of give this whole feel. And of course, you know, I remember when we were all excited with the World War I Rise of Flight out of Russia. And I was the one who lamented up on the website going, the server's crap and this and that. And why does it take so long to do your setups? And it really was a very awkward setup to do. Well, interesting stutter. But, you know, I think Rise of Flight still holds the crown for World War I simulation. Oh, look at that, we're straight in. Alright, cool. Come on, Bubba. Actually, you know what, let's go, can we go for a quick run? We will. Because I think I pulled down some new con scenery and I just want to have a squeeze, see what it's like. This could be symptomatic of that, with the stuttering. We shall see, we shall see. Hopefully it'll behave itself nicely. This is my desire. So of course we're all looking forward to next week. Next week we get the big drop of the 40th. It's going to be huge, going to be immense. But that's where I wanted to go with all of this. Don't give up hope if you are craving or your appetite is whetted through MSFS2020 for a militarized simulator. Don't give up hope, because historically, don't forget, Microsoft did that. So I wouldn't be at all surprised if somewhere in the background there are kind of backroom talks to say between the Asobo and Microsoft and all the business partnerships going, yeah, okay, based around the success of this, we think we can relaunch either a European theatre of operations or maybe a contemporary one, you know, a potential Cold War Flashpoint type flight sim. Yeah, don't give up hope, peeps, because historically, don't forget their business is to make money. Ours is to race out and spend money consuming all of these goodies. And I think, let's face it, if it's one thing Asobo have really, really shown their track record for, and I see this to the credit, to the A&R people, the artists and repertoire people at Microsoft, they have really listened. The fact that they signed on with the Asobo in the first place, so cool. Ah, yeah, you are looking lovely, my lovely. You really are looking outstanding. I'm not sure. I'll try and remember to leave a link for this con update, but it's just glorious. Just beautiful. That artifacting might be because I've still got some older con software under there. But yeah, look, let's just put it down, shall we? Just glorious, mate. VFR days, eh? VFR, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, gotta watch the blinking speed on this puppy. Yeah, I'll try and get rid of that artifacting. I'm sure it's just me not cleaning up the old freeware that I had underneath. I'm hoping so. I really am. But no, it doesn't disappoint. It doesn't necessarily disappoint, not by a long chalk. Gee, it's growing up. It's a big city now. Right, I'll gently bring her down. Like I said, she can got quite a bit of bite, a bit of a sting in her tail, this one, if I recall. Yeah, and it would be very, very interesting to see if they did militarize it, what that might look like. I would hope for a World War II. Actually, you know what? Frankly, I think I'd hope for a World War I with these kind of graphics. And it's a huge ask, but I imagine in terms of coding, probably a lot easier to do World War I dynamics than it is World War II, and the sheer variety. Alright, let's see if I don't muck this up, eh? Alright, I don't know if we've done it. Let's have a look. Come on, kid. Come on, baby. Alright, still a bit wild and woolly. But, you know what? I'll take it. I will take that.
Well, that was a tough one.
It was.
We might as well ask for an inspection.
Yeah, I will. I will. Yeah. Well, let's get her off the runway. Other than that, I was actually going to take the the new come up. I said that the routing has had an update. I was going to take that one up as well. You know, such choice, people, such cracking choice. But again, in the spirit of Antoine de Saint-Exupéry, I figured I would just take up the beautiful old Rafale and see how it behaves. I don't think it's had any recent updates, but I really. It's a grand old bird, isn't it really? So nice, so nice. Flaps up, eh? That's a hella large liner out there, eh? Okay, beautiful people, I will, what else can I sing you a song in Spanish? Probably, it will be very bad Spanish. Can I sing you a song in German? Probably, but again, it would be very bad German. French, same deal. But nonetheless, that was a great flight, and it is a pretty part of the world, and the artifacting, I think, is down to me. Like I said, not tidying up older landscaping. Cool paint job, and there's Tom and Terry, or at least Tom. Hello, Tom. I don't want to go near you in case you do weird stuff. Hopefully, you know what? Next flight, next flight I won't be able to afford it. I will get the Velocity XL again because it's got that whole rooting thing happening, and that's pretty cool. But in the meantime, beautiful. Let's hop out and have another squeeze. You awkward, weirdo, colourful, trippy looking beastie. Alright, big beautiful world. Thanks for signing on. Stay safe, stay sane. And if you've made it this far, I appreciate your patience and attention. Let's just kill this puppy out. Yeah, come on, kiddo. Handbrake on. Yeah. Correct. Pretty much. Oh, that's right. That's the other thing. FS Realistic is releasing to get out and walk. I don't know when it's doing that, but I will be able to bore you for a whole additional 30 seconds. All right, big beautiful world, I'll shut up for a change. Stay safe, stay sane, love your guts, be well, bye.